President Xi of China just sent an Uber to go and collect Donald Trump and his entourage that just landed at Beijing's airport. Yeah? An Uber? No, President Xi. No, to greet Donald Trump. Now, okay, it wasn't an Uber. But President Xi didn't go and greet Donald Trump. Now, I know Midas Touch networks might make a big deal about that, but he doesn't always go and greet at the airport. It's actually quite unlikely for him to do so. Now, for instance, recently, Mark Carney of Canada, elbows up. Yes, the Canadian Prime Minister went and visited President Xi in China. He wasn't greeted, but he was greeted by delegates, not President Xi. So I would say, to be fair, that ain't always the case. But I'll tell you the big difference, though. Mark Carney came back with a whole load of positive shit. A whole load of stuff that is going to allow, Canada to progress. Now, Donald Trump has visited President Xi, right, with his entourage. And who is in his entourage? Well, we've got a whole load of vetting people. We've got Rubio, Keg's Breath, you've got Jensen Wong from NVIDIA, you've got Elon Musk, and Eric Trump. Oh, what's them all? How to put it? Backhander deals for the Trump, family and all that. Tim Cook's there, representatives from Meta, Qualcomm, Boeing, Visa, Blackstone, and others. So Donald Trump ain't going to be able to negotiate anything for himself. He's going to have to weigh in on his entourage. All those feckers who handed over a shitload of bloody money he sucked up to Donald Trump at the inauguration, they suckled onto his old chocolate starfish there, where there was Elon Musk with his Doge destroying the United States. They haven't saved any money. They reckon they saved 300 billion in whatever, but they didn't. In fact, they're out of pocket. And the fact is that the US has had to borrow more money, so it's an even bigger deficit now. Probably because of Trump's illegal wars. And talking about illegal wars, Iran has paid a blinder. They have known full well that Donald Trump is going to go and visit President Xi. Yes, what have they done? Oh, hello Xi. How are you? Do I send your ships through for free? Yeah, so Iran has basically said to China, you got free passage through the Strait of Hormuz. And 10 ships, since saying that this week, have already passed through the Strait of Hormuz. 10 Chinese ships. So now, right, the bargaining power, right, the cards, that Donald Trump likes to go on about, effectively what they call UCO cards, Udo cards, Uno cards, the ones that you're supposed to get rid of your cards, anyway, that's kind of what he's done. He's got rid of all the fucking cards, because China doesn't need the United States now to open up the Strait of Hormuz. See, Trump is going there, basically. Oh, will you help us out? We're in a bit of a pickle here. We can't get the Strait of Hormuz opened. No, we've tried all sorts of tactics, like threatening them with genocide and, eradication of whole civilization. Of course, that hasn't upset them. No, they should have opened the Strait of Hormuz, but no, they are pretty pissed off with the United States and considers it as they hate it even more than they did before. And if anyone goes over to the Strait of Hormuz to try and open it, such as the United Kingdom or France or any of the others in that group, well, then they're getting bloody blown up, they will. And not just them, all the other oil states in the Middle East will also get blown up. Especially those that, on the, basically their shoreline is the Persian Gulf. They're all going to fucking get blown up by Iran. And I don't blame them. Sorry, but I don't blame them. They were silently doing their thing, Yeah, okay, they hated the United States for 40 odd years. Of course they bloody did, because they kept getting shat on. You kept sanctioning them. Because of fucking Israel. It's crazy. Anyway. I like to actually put more emphasis, more focus on the fact that China's been given a passage instead of Donald Trump's fucking passage. His chocolate starfish, like the fucking delegates that he's taken with him. These business owners who, like I said, suckled on to Donald Trump's fucking passage. But this is just absolute nuts. He's going to come away with nothing. He's going to tell you all that he's, billions more and trillions more investment in the United States. Oh, President Xi's promised this, that and the other, and it'll amount to nothing. Nothing will happen. It will be as successful as the Trump Tower in, Australia. Since the Trump Tower in Australia has been cancelled. Yeah, it cost of a billion, a loss of $1 billion, you see. Yeah, it's been scrapped. Yeah, the Trump Tower. Can we just blow up all the Trump Towers, please? Yeah. I don't know, maybe fly an aeroplane into them or something. I don't know, something like that, you know. Maybe Iran will sort that one out for us. We don't know, you see. Since we're breeding more terrorism with our actions. Like we normally do. We are complicit. Our vote counts. Stop voting for the people that wants to invade other countries. What the fuck? Just saber rattling does not make them make them warmer to us. All it does is piss them all off. Sanction every single country out of any real reason. I understand sanctioning Russia after they invaded Ukraine, but Donald Trump has lifted those fucking sanctions, hasn't he? You know? Oh, what are you? Helping out fucking Putin. Meanwhile, Jamie Dimon, the banker, he reckons that the United States is heading for a recession. I think we all fucking believe that now, don't we? You see people in the United States, and not just the United States, in the UK, and many people in the EU, but especially in the United States, people are living above their, not above their means, but they're not above their means, it is above their means, they're actually being able to live is above your means, because everything's so fucking expensive, and food prices are set to at least go up by 50%. Massive food inflation in the United States and the UK and in Europe because of Donald Trump. And you expect us to love you in the United States? No, we hate the United States now. It has to be said. We hate the United States, and I don't want to, okay? But it's very hard to love a country that, quite frankly, is hurting us. I'm not that much of a sadomasochist, whatever you like to call it. Because my fibromyalgia pronunciations. Alright, so while this is all going on, Donald Trump is swanning about, people in the United States are suffering. People in the United States haven't been told they need to find new power providers, such as Lake Tahoe. 50,000 people have been told, no, you can't have power anymore. We need your power because it's going to be sent to the data centres. It's all about the billionaires, isn't it? Everything revolves around the fucking billionaires. But Trump should be scared. He should be petrified. He really should. You see, since John Connolly, he's a New York PD cop. Alright? NYPD cop. And his whole, I think is he dead now? I think he is. Anyway, his whole archive is up for sale. why this is important, you see, is this man was one who did exposés on like Heidi Fleece Flies, Trump, Michael Jackson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and wrote stuff for Vanity Fair, New York, and also wrote that book. What's it called again? Filthy Rich, back in 2016. Jeffrey Epstein. He has got shitloads of Rolodexes, computers, notebooks, recordings, and all the legal threats made against him to shut up. This could expose a shitload more than anybody can imagine, unless Donald Trump buys it. I don't know. But you see, it won't make any difference. Because we all know that Donald Trump was a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein. We all know that he liked to murder little babies, chuck them into Lake Michigan, or at least he was there, according to a statement by a victim. We all know he likes to kill puppies to see the look on his victims' faces. We know he likes to take up the derriere. Seriously. The man who's anti-gay is gay himself. He might not want to admit it. Might be why he walks like that when he comes down the stairs of the aeroplane, or walking down the red carpet zigzagging. Oh, actually, no, it's the tent peg. That's Sasha Riley. Yes, I've got to keep bringing up Sasha Riley because people ain't talking about her. Sasha Riley, the young man who was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein and his stepdad. He rammed that old tent peg clearly and directly up Donald Trump's derriere. Funny, that's what some people like, isn't it? There's something fucking wrong, isn't there? What the fuck is a man's G-spot up his anus? Fucking hell, at least a woman's one is where it's supposed to be. That's how it's that prostate. Anyway, so, fucking hell, Trump is getting mocked big time. He's been mocked by Iran with all these little videos and the fact what Iran has just done for China. China's mocking Trump, not sending not going himself, just sending a delegation and a load of little school kids waving Chinese flags. That's all he deserves, A man who can evict a 74-year-old woman, Mary Tillen, after she had a stroke from her house and then evicted her. The man is just evil. He is just the epiphany of evil. And we shouldn't be sucking up to old Diaper Don. No. I wonder if they could give him a changing room and a mat for Diaper Don. Do you think the Chinese will do that for him? Give him a changing mat? I wonder if he does it. Does he have to lay there on his back? I mean, they throw like talcum powder at his bits. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I'll say, eh? I wonder if there's orange talcum powder. You can't have any, contamination, can you? But anyway, China is going to lap this up. They're going to use it to their benefit. China does not need the United States, not like people seem to think. China is not that reliant on Iranian oil. They use it to fill their storage. They've already got shitloads of fucking oil that they've got in storage and gas and whatever else they need. They've got shitloads. See, China's not like the United States. China's not like the UK. You see, China prepares, and China prefers a prepared mind. China prepares for all outcomes, whereas we are literally just fumbling our way along. Fumbelina. It's just madness, you see. We aren't prepared. We aren't prepared, and we're definitely not prepared for what is coming our way in regards to a very deep recession, if not a depression. In fact, I would say we're probably already in a recession. You see people that are stacked up to the nines with debt. You know, when you start having to use your credit to pay your credit, there's a time, that's when you're supposed to say to yourself, oh shit, we're fucked. Paying debt with debt is not the way forwards. It just delays the inevitable. Sometimes it's better to actually grab the bull by the horns and deal with them. It really is. And sticking your head in the sand and just constantly taking out more finance is not the way to sort out your problems. No. And at least FIFA sponsors are rethinking the $3 billion donation, investment into FIFA. So yeah, that's another. I suppose that's a positive. That's something to look forward to. Since they've also been sucking up to Donald Trump with that and his Peace Prize, it's fucking painful to watch. It really is. It's so cheesy. It really is cheesy. Anyway, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, little bell icon, because we're back. Alright, now if you didn't know, we were put into some kind of YouTube hell because we got hijacked by some horrid geezer who decided to start streaming stuff on one of my other channels, and the whole thing went to shit. So I have only just managed to, so like 3 or 4 weeks later, I've now got everything back, including my woodworking channel. So I'm quite pleased about that. So I've got to rethink what I'm doing there, because everything has to be kick-started again, including this channel. And as you probably noticed, the views are a little bit poor, so I have to be thinking about that. So please hype the videos and share and what have you. I know this one's probably gone on a bit, but there's a lot to say. There's a lot rattling around in my little head, like there is. You know. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. Everything's nuts. And if you want to be a part of our sort of bringing it back down to earth again, literally, we've got a piece of land here, okay? We've got 2 hectares of land. It's actually 2 plots. Might do another plot as well later. I don't know yet. Because one thing we have got here is we've got a house, we've got land, but we don't have the money in effect regarding money and what have you. But that's not here or there. But regarding our charity, which is basically on GoFundMe, we're planting trees. So we're shitload of fucking trees we're putting in, and we've done a lot already. But it isn't just trees, it's the habitats, the bat boxes, the little hedgehog houses and bird boxes, etc. Insect houses and that as well. We're doing whatever we can to try and promote biodiversity on our land. And I have to admit, we have a shitload of birds here. I'm of all varieties. Maybe too many sparrows. But we have a shitload of a whole load of different birds there. Well, I've got egrets on the land at the moment, so cattle egrets, the white ones. So that's quite interesting to see them on our land. They keep bouncing from our piece of land to next door, which has got the cows on. So anyway, it's time for me to go. Anyway, links down below if you're interested in that. But also, if you do want to support the channel itself, which means you're helping us to keep going, because otherwise we would have to give up. We would at some point. I know I've said this before a million times, but I keep plodding on. Luckily our overheads are low here, you know. We don't have a mortgage, so we're very, very lucky. Or rent, so we're lucky with that. But we don't have enough money to feed ourselves. Especially after what's just happened, because we were relying on that income. And now it's basically gone to zero almost, you know. So that's very worrying for us. We're panicking a little bit, but there you go. That's not here or there, I suppose. Links down below if you're interested in help us out or be a part of our project where we're planting trees, and that is, if anything, more important than anything. It really is to us anyway, and also to the birds and other little critters. You see. Anyway, time for me to go on because I toodaloo, you know. So toodaloo. We have a lovely day.